I would now like to introduce to you the president of the Hathout Legacy Foundation. Dr. Ibet Hathout is professor of pediatrics and chief of endocrinology and diabetes at the Loma Linda University School of Medicine. She did her medical training at the universities of Kuwait, Edinburgh, Glasgow, and Cambridge before coming to the US for postgraduate studies at USC, UCI, and UCLA. She's the proud daughter of Dr. Hassan Hathout, with whom she shared an undying bond. Since my grandfather's death, she has worked tirelessly to ensure that his ideology of love and God will not be forgotten. Ladies and gentlemen, my mother and friend, Ibet Hassan Hathout.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Behold, for I have blown into man of my spirit. The nature of the soul is within the realm of your Lord. These divine words from the Quran can resonate with people of any faith. What is frequently referred to as conscience, to the followers of Abraham, be they Muslims, Christians, or Jews, is the voice of God within us. For our new visitors, I shall start with the story behind our title. In his last book, Audible Silence, Hassan Hathout wrote of a French parliamentarian he met in Switzerland. Having been a member of the French resistance, she harbored immense hatred to all Germans. One day, as she rushed out of a conference in anger upon the arrival of the German delegate, an American of faith told her, "Do you think you can rebuild Europe without the Germans?" Deprived of food and sleep, she struggled for 3 days. Then, for the first time, met with a German and reported horror stories from the Gestapo days which fueled her hatred. The German lady quietly replied, "My husband was involved in the plot against Hitler. He was arrested and executed. I am left alone to raise our 2 children. I apologize if our response was not angry or strong enough." The 2 women held hands and prayed, ushering a reconciliation between France and Germany that was to change the face of Europe and the world forever. Irène Laure called her biography Pour l'amour de demain, for the love of tomorrow. Each of us is a bird with 2 wings, one material and one spiritual, both demanding balance for humanity to fly straight and soar high. Was it not this ethereal component that entitled man to be God's vicegerent on earth? Have you noticed how a deep spiritual reservoir can render a person, living or dead, eternally powerful and universal? To achieve such a state, we need to retrain our neglected wings and enliven the Spirit of God within us. We may have to shed old skin and endure the pain of breaking out of familiar shells. To allow ideology to conquer biology, that is the perpetual struggle, the ultimate quest, the real jihad. Many of you are familiar with Hassan Hathout and the way he summarized the mission statement of Islam, the words of the Quran, "We have sent you for nothing but mercy to the worlds." as individuals, foundations, and nations. A spiritual anchor is essential for our growth, our permanence, and our victory. There is often a gap between humanity and happiness, a wall of emptiness, a moral embryo crying to be nourished and yearning for wholeness. We must perpetually navigate spiritual heights to achieve an equilibrium that can lead us to the brightest light of all, the light of God, which brought us together today to reflect on a number of spiritual journeys by people who are more than equipped to share them. As I admire the beautiful mosaic of religious threads that lights up this hall, in this very moment, I remember Hassan Hathout's poetry. Though the wind that bloweth the sail is the mind, the faith in the heart is the compass to guide. And what good is eyesight if the heart is blind? Lo, we all look so good, but what is inside? Who is right? Who is wrong? Only God will decide. Ladies and gentlemen, it is in love that we met today. In love we shall part, and in love I hope we meet again. Thank you.